end up with Sean, but it wasn't a match.
End up with means to ultimately be in a relationship with someone or even marry them. When you end up with someone, there's typically no other relationships after them. They're also known as the one or your last and only life partner. But it can also be used in a non-romantic setting like what house did you end up with? Or what vacation did you end up with? It just means what or who did you pick in the end. Usually we use it when talking about a result that was not planned or expected. A match refers to two things or people being compatible or suitable for each other. So for relationships, you could say, I knew they were a match, meaning they are a good couple. Or in a business setting, you can hear, I don't think that candidate is a good match for the company. And for non-relationships, you can say, which sock matches this one, when you're trying to put socks into pairs. So what Ariana means here is that she thought she would end up marrying Sean, but actually they weren't good for each other.
Wrote some songs about Ricky, now I listen and laugh.
When we listen, we give our attention to a sound or someone's words. For instance, I will listen to Ariana's new album tonight, or listen to this song. There's another word that's close to listen but a little different. It's called hear. We use hear for sounds that come to our ears without actually trying to hear them, typically for noise. For instance, did you guys hear that dog barking all night? And laugh is the action of expressing amusement or happiness by making a sound, like ha ha or LOL, laughing out loud, in text messages. So putting it together, Ariana is saying that she listens to old songs she wrote about her ex-boyfriend Ricky and laughs because they are funny to her now.
Even almost got married, and for Pete I'm so thankful.
Even means flat and smooth, like the surface of this table is even. But in this context, it's used to emphasize a point or to express a strong feeling about something. It's often used to show that something is surprising, unusual, or unexpected. For instance, you could say, I can't even believe how good that song is, meaning you're really impressed with the song. In this case, Ariana Grande is using even to emphasize how close she was to getting married. Thankful means really appreciative and grateful for something. In this case, Ariana is thankful for her ex-boyfriends. Or you could tell your parents how thankful you are for everything they've done for you. The word so before thankful is just a way to emphasize how she feels this gratitude. It's a very common way to express strong emotions in English, like saying, I'm so happy or I'm so excited. Here, you can also use really or very.
Wish I could say thank you to Malcolm, 'cause he was an angel.
When someone wishes for something, they really want something that probably won't happen. A synonym here is hope. For instance, I wish I could quit my job, but I need the money. Or, do you ever wish you were famous? 'Cause is an informal way of saying because, which means for the reason that. This slang word is mostly used in spoken English. Angel is used to show admiration or love for someone, like, look at my little angel, when talking about your baby. We also use angel to describe someone that's extremely good and nice. So here, Ariana is saying she wishes she could say thank you to her ex-boyfriend Malcolm, but he passed away, so she can't say thank you to him. Passed away is a nicer way to say died. It's polite to use this phrase in conversational settings because if you say died, it can come across as insensitive or rude.
One taught me love, one taught me patience.
Taught is the past tense of the verb teach, and it means to learn something from someone or something. For instance, my dad taught me how to play baseball. And patience is the ability to wait calmly or deal with hard situations without getting upset. For instance, you need to have patience to be a parent. The opposite of patience is impatience, which means you don't have the ability to wait calmly, you get easily irritated or restless in situations where people upset you. For instance, having impatience will not help you in any job. So the phrase, taught me patience, means that someone has learned to be more patient and understanding, usually because of a challenging experience or a person who made them grow. For instance, taking care of my little brother has really taught me patience.
One taught me pain, now I'm so amazing.
Pain refers to a feeling of physical or emotional discomfort. For physical, you can say, ow, my foot is in a lot of pain. An alternative way to say this is by using the verb hurt. My foot hurts. But in this context, it's about the emotional problems Ariana has been through because of her breakups. She's singing about what she learned in each one of her past relationships. Usually, lost means you don't know where something is. For instance, I can't find my wallet. I think I lost it. But in this context, it's completely different. It refers to someone experiencing confusion, sorrow, anxiety, or emotional pain, which is the case for Ariana. So the phrase I've loved and I've lost means to have experienced love in the past, but also emotional pain. As you can see with the word lost and many others, English varies so much according to context. It's easy to get lost and not understand songs or your favorite TV shows, especially if you only depend on subtitles and traditional resources. But if you use FluentU, an app that teaches you English through authentic videos with interactive subtitles, we can hover over the word lost and easily see the context-specific definition. If we click on the word, you can see other examples of how the phrase is used in real life.
In the dark when you feel lost.
The app offers thousands of videos like movie scenes, TED Talks, and music videos, as well as personalized quizzes and speaking questions to reinforce your learning. Learning from real-life content like this ensures that you learn English that's actually used by native speakers. You can see this for yourself by signing up for a free 2-week trial using the link in the description. Plus, FluentU is currently having a sale, so now is a great time to check it out.
Look what I got. Look what you taught me.
Look is a verb that means to direct your eyes towards something. In casual conversations, we often use it to tell someone to pay attention to something. And generally speaking, we need to always use the verb look plus the preposition at, similar to how we need the preposition to with the verb listen. For instance, hey, look at this. Got is the past tense form of the verb get, which means to obtain or receive something. For instance, I got 100% on my test. So if we put it all together, the grammatically correct phrase is look at what I've got, which is used when someone wants to draw attention to something they have or achieved. It's similar to saying, hey, check this out.
Yeah, for that I say thank you. Thank you.
So in this part of the song, Ariana Grande is expressing gratitude for her past relationships, which have taught her valuable life lessons. Thank you next means she's thankful for the experiences and is ready to move on to the next chapter in her life. It's a casual and friendly way of saying she's not thinking about the past and is excited for the future. She uses you instead of you because it's how people write text messages. They tend to do the shortened versions of words to be faster. But be careful, if you actually said this to someone, it might come off a little bit rude. It's more so something you would say to yourself to help you get the strength and courage to move on to the next thing. If you're finding this video helpful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming videos like Learn Advanced British English with Harry Potter.
I'm so grateful for my ex. Thank you.
When someone says freaking, it's a nicer way to emphasize the word that comes next without using profanity and saying the actual F word, like, wow, I'm so freaking happy, or I can't freaking believe that. Grateful means feeling thankful, like, I'm so grateful to have you. It's common in English to use ex as a prefix to mean former or past, like ex-boyfriend or ex-husband or wife. This can be a helpful way to talk about relationships that have ended. It can also be used for other things that don't revolve around a relationship, like ex-teacher or ex-soldier. Ariana is saying that despite the relationship ending, she is still able to appreciate the lessons and experiences she gained from it.
More time with my friends. I ain't worried about nothing.
Let's break this down. Ain't is a contraction of am not, is not, or are not. It's very informal, so you might hear it in casual conversations or in songs or even specific English dialects, but it's not considered proper English. Next is worried, which means to be anxious or concerned about something. For instance, I was worried about my test score. Bout is the informal shortened form of about, which means on the subject of. And nothing is a slang term for nothing, which means not anything. Let's make sure to pronounce this as nothing without the G to sound more like a native. So altogether, this line is expressing a carefree and confident attitude. Ariana is saying she's not bothered by any issues or concerns in her life. If you are worried about forgetting what you learned today, make sure to download our free PDF review guide for all the fun vocab and expressions from today's video.
Plus I met someone else. We having better discussions.
Met is the past tense of the verb meet, which means to come into the presence of someone. Meet also means to encounter someone somewhere. For instance, meet me at the park. So when you meet someone, it means you get to know a new person, usually for the first time. Like on the first day of work, you will meet new people. But in this context, someone else implies that she met a new person since her breakup. We use else to say in addition to or instead, like something else, somewhere else, or anything else. Discussion is a noun that means talking about something. It can be both informal, like chatting with friends, or formal, like a debate or a panel discussion. For instance, we had a discussion at work today about our new boss. Discuss is the verb which means to talk about something with someone. For instance, let's discuss what's for dinner. Here, Ariana is saying discussions, which is plural. She's saying that this new person she met is better to have talks with than her ex-boyfriends.
I know they say I move on too fast, but this one gon' last.
Move on is used to describe transitioning from one thing to another, whether it's in relationships, jobs, or even just changing the topic in a conversation. For instance, when you want to talk about something else or a different topic, you can say, let's move on. But when someone says they move on in a relationship context, it means that they leave a previous relationship behind and start a new one. To before an adjective like fast means that something is more than it should be. In this case, Ariana is admitting that she starts a new relationship more quickly than she should, which is what too fast means. Gun is actually a shortened version of the word going to, which is used to express intentions or future actions, like I'm going to the store. It's important to note that this shortened form is more informal and might not be appropriate in formal writing or professional settings. Last typically means coming after all others in time or order. For instance, I finished last in the race. But here, Ariana is using a different definition. Last in this context means to remain in good or usable condition. For instance, this car is going to last me until I go to college. Or, you need to make that money last until Christmas. So here, Ariana is saying that people always say she moves on from guy to guy way too fast. But this new relationship with herself is going to last forever.
'Cause her name is Ari, and I'm so good with that.
When she says this, cause her name is Ari, a nickname for Ariana, she's actually talking about herself in the third person. So no, she didn't meet a girl named Ari. She means she's taking time to get to know herself better before she starts dating someone new. Good with that means to be comfortable, accepting, or fine with whatever is happening. For instance, do you want pizza for dinner? I'm good with that. This means you're okay with having pizza for dinner. So here, Ariana is saying ever since her last breakup, she hasn't dated anyone. She's taking time to get to know herself better instead, and she's really happy about that decision. Ariana Grande truly is a pop icon, and this music video is filled with scenes from popular movies like Mean Girls. Let's continue to learn practical English words and phrases in this next video, where we break down the most iconic Mean Girls scene. I'll see you over there.